For some of us, YouTube monetization isn't just a dream, it's an opportunity. It's a way that we can create financial freedom, and I'm here for it. No matter how much people in my past have told me that I couldn't do something, or I wasn't going to be able to do something, or that was out of my reach, I always proved them wrong. Every single time that, you know, you reach a certain plateau in your life, and because there's that one person, maybe two, maybe three, but that you've never done anything to, you never said anything negative about them or to them, and they always tried to hold you back when they thought that they wanted to keep you under their thumb. They wanted to silence your voice because they wanted to be stronger. They wanted to be smarter. There's been people who have tried to call me names, trying to belittle me in particular ways like that, just to hold me back. Why? I don't know. You have to ask them. Now, I was quiet growing up, preacher daughter. I was quiet. And there was still people trying to hurt me because I still don't know to this day. I was quiet. I was minding my own business. And then I had a hater. One thing about doing what you're sure, or you don't even have to be sure, you're inquisitive about. If you're inquisitive about being a content creator, if you're inquisitive about bringing content to people and sharing your stories or your knowledge, why can't you do that without somebody trying to bring some type of negative energy your way when all you want for them is to win? Well, you can't answer some questions for some people. They have to answer those questions for themselves. You don't have to entertain things with people. Just know that God gave you a voice. God gave you a thought. God gave you a mind to think. Use what God gave you, because the devil is a lie. The devil is the one that try to make you think that you can't do it. I can do all things in Christ who strengthens me. My grandmother always told me when she wanted to, get my attention to do something, she said, "Hey, black girl, go over here and do this." For 1 minute, I thought my name was Black Girl. My grandfather, now, before I say that, I want you guys to know that my grandmother and my grandfather were former slaves. They were childhood slaves. When they got their free papers, my grandfather, I think he was 14 years old. And my grandmother, I think she was about 12, about 12, 13, about 13 years old. You know, my grandmother made a garden where we lived, because, some of the time my grandmother raised me. And I would go out there and I would help her in her garden. I didn't know what I was doing. She didn't want me to come in her garden, but I would try. I would try. And she would always say, hand me this, hand me that. But I always be peeping over there trying to see what she doing, how she doing it. And then after some time passed, when she felt in her heart that, okay, she can do it, she went and let me do it. She said, black girl, go over there and do this. Black girl, go over there and get that, and when it's your grandparents, your grandparents can do that. They can say that. Don't nobody else do it. No. But, I can tell you some stories on that. But see, up and coming content creators that haven't started their channel telling stories, this is stories like this that you can tell. This is stories like this that you can tell people about your history, about where you come from. My grandfather, like I said, had his free papers at an early age too. But one of the things that my grandfather didn't like talking about is that how a circus had came to town, and it's a well-known circus, had came to town, and they wanted my grandfather. And my grandfather was 14, but they went to his mother and told his mother if they didn't surrender her son, that they would come and wreak havoc over her whole house the next day. So she did it. She gave them my grandfather. And, my grandfather would tell this story, and he'd be upset when he'd tell the story, and then he'd shut down and he didn't want to talk no more. But when she gave him to that circus promoter or circus manager, he said that after he was pulling him off on leading him away with him, all he could see was the back of his mother's head, because she wouldn't turn around and look. But he was angry. He was angry with her, because I feel that last look probably would have fed him some type of fuel, some type of energy where he wouldn't be so angry at her. And he told the story that how he escaped was there wasn't just black slaves, it was white slaves there too. And this one white slave, he used to always look out for my grandfather. And he told my grandfather that he had cancer and he was going to die soon. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that word, that he was going to pass away. Sorry. And He told my grandfather to take his shoes because on the ground around the campgrounds of the circus, they had something in the ground that would spike their feet if they tried to run away. And they would always take the slaves' shoes at the end of the day so that they wouldn't run away. You know? So this white person, the white slave, gave my grandfather his shoes. And he told my grandfather how to get back to his hometown. And he made it back to his hometown. And when he went to get his name changed back, because when you belong to a slave master, they changed your name into theirs, their last name. So he wanted to turn his last name back to his family's name. And because they had the people who he ran away from, because they had his freed papers, they couldn't change it back. But they did acknowledge him as being a free man. Ain't that something? See, no matter how old you are, whether you're young or older, you have a story. You have a story. And I would be so in awe to listen to your stories. Now, I don't have, I'm not around young kids. I'm basically here by myself. And I have family that I visit. I'm going to be going to my brother's wedding. So when after he gets married, I'm going to have that story to tell you. Plus, I'm going to be turning 68 April the 2nd, and I'm going to have a story to tell you about that. So I'm saying to you, small content creators who still haven't uploaded on their channel and they're just watching other YouTubers with the things that they're talking about, you have a story. I have more that I want to share, and there's more that I want to do on this channel. But, I want you to get to know me. I want you to know who Michelle is. I'm a fun-loving person when you get to know me. I like doing fun things. But I don't like negativity. I don't like putting someone else down to better yourself. No, I don't live in that world. So I want all of you up and coming content creator who haven't posted yet to come on YouTube. Post your information on YouTube and let's get you started. Now, the first thing that you're going to do is get your phone. If you have a second phone, that would be awesome. If you have a laptop, that would be even more awesome. Just turn it on, press that record button, and start telling your story. And once you finish telling your story, you come back to YouTube and you upload that video to YouTube, and then open the gates for monetization. And that's how you think about it. Don't think about the negative stuff, because there's gonna be negative people out there trying to try you. Don't care. We don't care. I wish I knew a kid's song that said something. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Lift the next person up. And no matter what you may think of me, you may think, okay, she's stupid. You know, okay, she don't know what she's talking about. I've heard these things in my comments section. I heard the I'm gonna see if I can make the face. I saw in the comments section where there was a laughing face. Tears flying out the eyes. I laughed at it. That was funny. That's okay. Because you know what? Now, after looking at my views and seeing how the views work, you know, I see that y'all are watching, but you're not watching long enough. But that's okay. Because I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep making these YouTube videos, and I'm gonna continue to upload these videos, and I'm gonna keep motivating people who want to be motivated, who want to come on here and tell their stories, but they're afraid of people like that in the comments section who will try to keep them down or try to keep making them think negative of themselves. No, we don't care. We don't care. But you got me motivated though. Like, share, and subscribe on my channel. And I'll see you in the next video.